So now, so I'm gonna repeat again. Those of you guys are here. Angular velocity, so that way you're not confusing. Angular velocity is how fast the wheel spin. I can spin how many rotation per minute. The way to figure out what the angular velocity is, figure out the 600 RPM. Just write down 600 revolution per minute. And each revolution is running 2 pi because that's one circle. So then you can get 1200 pi per minute. Is that okay? You can convert to per second. This is going to be 20 pi per second. That's angular velocity. That's how fast the angle is changing. Now for here, you want to do 600 revolution per minute. You want to times 1 revolution per 2 pi r. That becomes the angular velocity. But the problem is the unit is inches per minute. You don't want inches per minute, so the way I'm going to rewrite this is 600 revolution per minute. Is that okay? Times by 2 pi r per minute, which is 2 pi times 10 inches, makes us 1 revolutions. And then you're going to say, oh, well, this is inches. I want to convert the inches to feet. So it'd be 12 inches, 1 feet. And 5,280 feet equal to 1 mile. And then you want a minutes. To change the minutes, cancel out to get hours. So that way I'm going to start canceling out stuff. So I know inches, cancel out the inches. Feet, cancel out the feet. Mile per hour. So what I see is here, this is a mile per hour, which is mile per hour. So it'd be 600 times 200 pi times 1 over 12 times 1 over 5,280. Huh? 20 pi, sorry. So 20 pi and times 60 over 1. So you can work it out this. So I'm going to use a calculator here so that way I can see. So it'll be 600 times 20 pi divided by 12. 5,280 and times 60. That's roughly is owning. How fast do you think it's going? 35 mile per hour. Actually 35.699 mile per hour. That's how fast it's going. You say 600 rotation is pretty fast, but it's not really. It's only going to go 36 mile per hour. Okay, so what if I just ask you practice? What will be the 850 revolution per minute? And you got a, I don't know, 18-inch wheel. First, I want you to find angular speed. Second, I want you to find linear velocity. And this is diameter, yes. Now, this is not on the AP pre-calc, but to make sure that you know the difference between linear velocity and angular velocity is physics. So at least I want you to know that part a little bit, but it's not in the pre-calc. Huh?
For angular, is it minute or second?
Can you give me both? Per minute per second is not hard. You have to know it's 1 revolution for 2 pi r. That's it. Oh, 1 revolution for 2 pi. Sorry, 2 pi is the. So instead of say it's 1 revolution for 2 pi, the other one's 1 revolution per 2 pi r. Do you use a calculator to figure out how fast you're running? This one should be pretty fast. What is it? Yep, 9. But you gotta learn how to use calculator as well, so that way you know how the mile per hour works.
Oh, we use calculator?
Yeah. I'm gonna start really slow. You guys just keep on going. So revolution per minute. If you want to find out angular velocity, is gonna be 2 pi radian per revolution. So this just cancel out, and that's gonna give you 1700 pi per minute. Does that make sense? You can figure out a second, so per minute. And you can say 1 minute every 60 seconds. So this is dimension analysis. So it'd be 170 over 6 pi per second. Or 85 pi over 3 per second. That will be an angular velocity. Is that okay? Am I going too fast? Anna, am I doing okay? Because I'm just telling you 1 revolution for 2 pi. Next one, you're gonna say 850 revolution per minute. You had to convert this minute to, well, I need to convert the revolution first. 1 revolution, if you want to convert it to linear velocity, is what? 2 pi r, which is in this case is going to be 9 inches. Is that okay? 9 inches. Is that okay? And I'm need to multiply by 12 inch equal to 1 feet. Yesterday, I saw an SAT question. There was a yards and feet square. My son had to convert one to the other. He used dimension analysis to work it out. I didn't even teach him anything. I just told him from now on, use dimension analysis always. And you got that question right. I'll show you. 1 feet, right? And then 5,280 feet per mile. And minute is 60 minutes for 1 hour. So revolution cancel revolution, inches cancel inches, feet cancel feet, miles, minutes cancel minutes. So you're gonna do all this multiply. Can somebody work out a number for me? Winston, what'd you get? Just multiply the numerator and multiply the denominator and divide each other. Huh? That's kind of slow.
Yeah, 45.
Huh?
45.5.
45.5 mile per hour. Does that make sense? So I will ask you that. Okay. Last time there was an extra credit. Do you guys did the extra credit one question? Do you know how to do it? Huh?
For the linear one, did you convert it to seconds?
Yeah. I did. The extra credit one is gonna be tangent theta is equal to -2/5, and cosine theta is less than 0. Do you remember this question? You want to find out what cosine theta is equal to and sine theta is equal to. Do you remember this? Which quadrant is tangent negative? Olivia? 2 and 4 because they both one negative, one positive. Does that make sense? When is cosine negative? Miranda? Quadrant 2 and what else? Isaac? 2 and 3. Does that make sense? So this one has 2 check, right? We talk about this. This one has 2 checks, so I'm going to draw this. So this one is going to be 2. This one's 5. Which one's negative? Actually, the 5 is negative. It looks very deceiving. But this is 5 is negative. Do you see why? Because x is on the left side. So 5 is negative.
Tangent y over x.
Yeah, y over x. So this is y, right? This is x, right? Yeah, but this negative sign can float to the bottom as well. So it should be on the bottom. I write that to deceive you. I didn't write that and deceive you. I put it in the front. I didn't put it on the top. So this is square root of 29. Does that make sense? So what cosine of theta? -5 over square root of 29. Is that okay? And 2 over square root of 29. And you can rationalize this. -5 square root of 29 over 29. This is 2 square root of 29 over 29. And that was the answer for that.
How did you know the quadrants?
Okay, good. So this is what I want to go over because I feel like a lot of people didn't understand. Remember, tangent's negative. Tangent's composed of x and y. So if they both positive here, that your tangent's going to be positive. Or they're both negative, tangent's still going to be positive because of x over y. So negative over negative is positive. But only time that you're going to get a negative positive or positive negative, that's what tangent's negative. So that's going to be this quadrant here. And that's your answer here. Yeah.
Wait, I still don't understand.
Okay, can somebody say it for me?
What?
It's like where the x and y are positive. Like which axis?
Because tangent is composed of opposite over adjacent, right? That means y over x.
Yeah.
That means if they both negative, tangent's going to be positive. If they both positive, tangent's going to be positive. So if one of them is positive, one of them is negative, it's going to give you tangent's negative. So which is second quadrant give you x is negative, but y is positive. So if they over something over each other, that's going to give you negative.
Okay. Okay.
Same thing as in fourth quadrant, you got positive x, negative y. That's still going to give you tangent's negative. Does that make sense? Okay. We got 3 minutes left. I want to write down some identity for you. It's called co-function identity. Yeah, co-function identity.
He's just saying that it's two, one of them is negative and one of them is positive, which means that
the sign is gonna be negative. Because if you have a negative and a positive, it's gonna be negative. But if it's negative and negative, that cancels out and makes it positive. Positive and positive, so positive. So tangent, if one is negative,
This something is gonna help you on SAT right here. Sine theta is equal to sine theta is equal to cosine of 90 minus theta. Tangent theta is equal to, actually, let me write the other side. So cosine theta is equal to sine of 90 minus theta. Tangent theta is equal to cotangent of 90 minus theta. And cotan of theta equal to 10 of 90 minus theta. This is all degrees. So all this 90 degree can be pi over 2 as well. So, but on SAT it's going to be 90. Secant theta is equal to cosecant of 90 theta minus theta. And cosecant theta is equal to secant times 90 minus theta. This is called cofunction identity.
Thanks for another great.
And this is going to be on SAT.